Good morning and welcome to another walk. Today I'm in Warkworth, just north of Auckland, and we're going to walk from the bridge and the waterfall and hopefully get down to the cement works. I've never walked that way before. I believe the path goes all the way through, but we'll find out. If we get lost, we get lost. So come along and let's enjoy another walk. Couple of historical boats moored here. I'm not certain what this one is. The second one down there, the big one, is the Jane Gifford, the scow. And that one is, the first one, the name is Ripple. And there's hardly a ripple on the river today. I believe it goes for cruises up and down the river. Built in 1908. Actually, I didn't check the tide, so the tide's out today, but it still looks nice down the river. A little bit of mist down the end. This pathway actually has a whole lot of brass plaques for the different scows, I guess, that plied the river back in the day. There's a whole heap of them all the way along this pathway. Beautiful path. Not the easiest to get through at the moment. The main path I need to go on is closed, so I'm going to have to do the other path until I can get back onto it again. Two pathways don't meet at the moment, so it was about half a kilometre walk around a residential street, and now down this unsealed road to the boatyards, I believe they are, and it winds past there somewhere. So we haven't got lost yet. Close at times, but we haven't got lost yet. The path is not marked in any way. I ended up walking down to the boatyard and thinking that's strange, I'm at the river, and walked a little bit back up the hill and found this path, which you can see is not the best and not very well marked, but we'll get there. Well, that didn't go too well. The path was a bit wet and there were some boards which I stepped on, and as you can see, I didn't make it. Yeah, well, nothing I can do, got to keep going. It's all part of the fun, they tell me. Muddy track in places. Twice now, once slipped and once put my foot on a soft pit and it disappeared about 6 inches into the ground. So my right foot at the moment is quite wet inside my shoe. First view of the Wilson Cement Works. It was started in 1885 by Nathaniel Wilson and his brother. They came from Glasgow in Scotland, and strangely enough they were shoemakers over there. So why they changed to making cement here, I don't know, but it was certainly worth their while. This was the first cement works in the southern hemisphere to commercially produce Portland cement, and a lot of that went into making the Grafton Bridge in Auckland, which at the time was the largest single span concrete bridge in the world. In 1903 they installed an American-made rotary kiln, which was another good decision because that increased their production from 1,500 tonnes per year to over 20,000 tonnes per year. So they were obviously pretty clever in what they were doing. The plant shifted to Portland near Whangarei in 1924, and this plant actually closed in 1929. But it wasn't the end. It lay derelict for a while, and then during the Second World War, the Home Guard and the American military actually used it for used the derelict buildings for demolition charge training and explosive training. So you can see a lot of the marks, I believe, still today, and there's certainly not as much left as what there would have been. So it's a pretty historic site. Not the best getting here from the way I came. A lot easier to come by car, but not as much fun. And the lake where people swim today was actually the limestone quarry. I think that was one of the reasons they moved out, was that the limestone was running out, or not good quality. But I don't know how deep it is, and I'm not going to find out. But it looks beautiful on a day like today. Although there is some rain clouds in sight, they're not supposed to be letting me have any. And while I'm here, I think I'll wash my leg. painting on the wall of the toilets of how it used to look like when it was all in operation. On the way back there's some not so nice looking clouds coming in, so cut it a little bit shorter than what I wanted to, but I've got a long way to go and some muddy ground to cover. Some of the paths aren't the best. So hopefully it won't get me again. So I'm going to put the camera away because this is the bit that is very slippery and I don't want to drop the camera. Well, that's another one done. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun in some places and not so much fun in others, but at least my leg's not dirty, covered in mud. Had a good wash on that one. So if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch you next week. Bye.